Okay, in this part of the video, we're working with identifying types of quadrilaterals. So a quadrilateral is a polygon that has four sides. This diagram is showing us the properties of the different types of quadrilaterals, and then also kind of how they're related to one another. When you identify a quadrilateral, you're going to use the name that is most specific to it, okay? So for example, a square can also be a rectangle because a rectangle has four right angles and two sets of parallel sides. A square has the same qualities, but it has an additional quality where all four sides are equal in length. So a more specific name would be square versus rectangle, but a square is a rectangle. So we have quadrilaterals. So let's just go through the different types of quadrilaterals we have here. So a trapezoid is a quadrilateral with exactly one pair of parallel sides. So take note. These two are parallel. They are using this little symbol here to identify that those two sides are parallel to each other. Okay, the two other sides are not. They're not creating a right angle. They're also not parallel to each other. If they were to extend, they would intersect. So a trapezoid has only one set of parallel sides. A parallelogram is going to be a quadrilateral whose opposite sides are parallel to each other. So you will notice that this side here is parallel to this side here, and they are equal in length, okay? Same thing, the opposite sides here. These two sides are equal to each other. They're also parallel to each other. They are using these markings to show that they are equal in length. A kite is a quadrilateral that has two pairs of congruent adjacent sides and opposite sides that are not congruent to each other. So in other words, these two that are connected to each other, they're adjacent to each other, are equal in measure. These two sides that are adjacent to each other are equal in measure. Okay, and they're using these markings once again to identify that they are equal in measure. A rectangle is a parallelogram that has four right angles. Okay, a square is a specific type of rectangle. It's a parallelogram that has four congruent sides and four right angles. Those right angles are going to make those sides parallel to each other also. A rhombus is a parallelogram with four congruent sides. So these two, similar to each other in the fact that they have four congruent sides, but a square has right angles, whereas a rhombus does not. Okay, a square and a rectangle are similar because they have parallel sides and right angles, but a square has all sides equal in length and a rectangle does not, okay? So these are your types of quadrilaterals. You have this image on page 294 of your book that you can always reference back to.